All right. Welcome back, team, to another weekly watch list. Hope you guys having a fantastic Sunday and had a great weekend so far. This week is going to be interesting because I think this will be the last week I'm going to do weekly recap video for you guys before my trip. As you guys know, it's summer, and I'm going to I'm going on a vacation, so probably not going to do a recording for you guys for the next week and the week after. I think that would be the plan. But I do my best to send out the my ideas and all the watch lists that we need to talk about in a form of text, not in a form of video. Just a recap like this. That's going to be the plan for the next week. But after that, after end of the July, beginning of August, everything should be back to normal, and I have more exciting news to announce. Things going to be pretty fun for the Q4, and all that. So, team. Last week was kind of slow, generally in a small cap, but we have to admit that we're in this bull market now. Market bounced pretty nicely after the CPI news, after all these stuff. The core CPI came out lower than expected. So SPY really continued to breaking out of the downtrend and going to this bullish action, and lots of other companies coming up with so many of this good news. And there is the index for the sentiment for the market is pretty much shows that we are in this greed market. Everything people are much more greedier than having fear. That actually shows how's the overall market sentiment works. I can show you guys here. Let me pull it up. This is basically, you guys can see this. The market sentiment pretty much explain itself that we are in this decent greed action, and so that can kind of shows why the stocks are so high, why things are moving towards the upside, which is a good thing in general, but you have to be realistic. We haven't seen a lot of analysts came out in the past few months. We're going to be in this recession and all that, and obviously that's not out of the picture yet. So we have to see some real numbers that can really drive the market down. And I think I mentioned this many times that obviously we do need another black swan event like 2008 in order to trigger that recessionary or recession, pretty much. So we need that kind of event to take us down. a little bit more. I think this is more of a trend hype again, and as you guys see, there's a lot of greeds in it, and people are too optimistic about the Fed pausing the rates and inflation kind of like going down. But in reality, if you have this, people are still not comfortable with spending. It's just the data that are coming out create this opportunity for a lot of people to move the market higher. But I think it's probably going to be temporary for the last of this year. We might see never gonna happen until the election. That's another thing that I was actually reading about this article, that Goldman Sachs analysts and a few others that kind of leaning towards the election. But in reality, you should not really care about all this. You have to stick to your plan. What we're doing is, we don't care about the overall market. We just want the opportunity to present itself. Obviously, for a few months, the best opportunities are going to be short trading. A few months, it's going to be long trading. And it's just always like, that has that balance, like, one side is always doing better for a few months, the other side doing better, but in general, on overall look, both are always working better if you do both sides. So yeah, that's the idea of it. But yeah, let's get started to our watch list. I'm going to talk about what happened with me in the JZXN on Thursday. And then I have one on our main watch and a few back pocket as always. So let's get started. But before I started, as always, this is only for educational purposes. It's not the investment advice. So keep that in mind. If you don't like it, shut it off. Go watch something else. So on Thursday, I came to my desk pretty late actually. I had this problem with the with my alarm actually, so I had to really make sure, because when you live in the Pacific time, you kind of want to you deal with that a lot. You deal with that a lot because you gotta wake up super early, and that actually good for a lot of us who trade in the Pacific time, because we usually get done by 8 or max 9, and then we have the whole day to do other stuff, but you have to wake up at pretty much the 3 a.m. and get ready for the 4 a.m. pre-market, or if market usually slow, you have that 5:30, which would be that 8:30 Eastern time. So yeah, I came to the table pretty late. I think it was in the afternoon. I came right around 9 a.m. Pacific, and I think it was 12 or 12 p.m. Eastern time, which was the lunch hour. So that's a time that I always discuss it in in my course, that you should avoid trading that time. So my mistake was unacceptable, because I came to the desk super late. I decided to trade. I could just completely ignore that, and then I had internet issue because I was on my laptop, not my trading station, and I also happened to have a meeting, Zoom meeting, in the middle of the trade. So all comes together, and I still decided to trade, which actually turns out to be not a good day for me. And GZXN was one of those, one of the ticker that I made a mistake, and then the EDTX was kind of like I was trying to make my trade back, but GZXN, this stock was completely died down after the stuff happened in the pre-market. I was already late into the game, and then I saw this stock just trying to perk back up to the VWAP, keep rejecting, all these rejections come into the place, and I actually traded in a really good deep area. I think it was 380. My average was 384. Oh, sorry, my average was 4 411, 412, and then I try to get into this, break out of the trend line, but the stock just keep making lower high, and happens to get to that 420. But unfortunately, I did not want to sell it at 420. I grabbed some profit, but I rotate, and then I wanted more continuation. But little thing that I didn't know, that was there wasn't enough volume. There wasn't any action, and I'm trading in the not in my time frame. So the problem just hit me right over there, and I realized this is not right. I have to get out. I have to just quit trading today. So Thursday wasn't fun. After all these good days, I decided to do something, some mistakes that you always have to learn from, because it kicks you in the butt, and you realize that how much you're disciplined enough to not doing that anymore, not doing the same mistake over and over. So yeah, I mean, this was one of those things that I decided to just completely accept the fact that I'm doing it in the wrong way, and just quit this. And then I EDTX. I got into that moment of kind of get just a scalp, and this is not the type of stock I trade. This is not a type of price range. It's not the very liquid, very manipulated pump action. Spread is huge. Luckily, I had tiny share to just a scalp, but it's just it wasn't my favorite day, and then I cut it quickly. So the day closed out on a really bad note for me, because I made the decision to trading into the bad time frame, and that was the main reason. But this I move on with the mistake, but I learned from the mistake. I'm not gonna cry about this, because on overall it doesn't really hurt me, but it's just something that you always have to keep that in mind. You can make mistake. You're not gonna be perfect. No one's perfect. So I make the mistake too. We all are human, so we have to adjust, study it, learn from it, and move on. On the other side, let's do our main watch list. I have one in our front pocket, and that is PRFX. PRFX was actually very beautiful on Friday. Great trade, and I think I made a call from that 8 area, and then the action was just phenomenal over the VWAP and continuation, and there wasn't anything else to be running on the long side. Everything was pretty much faded, and except PRFX. So pretty manipulated, no news, just pump activity. The stock is micro float. I think the PRFX only had 700,000, 90. That's the float I found, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, the real float is 1 million float, right? I have it here, 1.17 million float. So that was the float, and the market cap 11 million market cap, after all these dilution and the offering happened. So I talked about this in the chat, that you guys are, if you were early, you get your profit, and on Fast Money Friday, you get into this move. If you're trading along, you take your profit, and you just focusing on where the volume just coming in. And my profit target wasn't obviously the 16. I didn't really even trade that part. I was from that 8 to that 11 level, and I was already pretty much done. And then we get to that first halt, second halt, and then third halt. So you normally should know the third halt, it's a pullback, but obviously this one hold from the VWAP and just consolidate and then swipe back up again. I think I made another trade into this scalp, but not really leave a lot of it in the table, because stock like this doesn't have any news, only manipulated, and there's nothing else around, and it's Friday. People are not gonna sit here and just keep pumping to the same to some level, and then you just kind of want to see, you just want to observe what's going to happen with the stock. And clearly, if you're short, congrats to you, but still your risk is higher. You don't want to short this stock. This is your number one gainer. Micro float turned to a 1 million float. Super risky for the short. It's already gap up pretty much, and your chances are to have a win trade on this on the short side. It's pretty it's pretty less. You're putting so much on the risk here, because the stock can really continue and move back up to that 20 level. I mean, I had this range up here, but obviously the volume just faded out, and luckily for shorts, the stock decided to announce their direct offering, and that was it pretty much. That shows the stock is done. You have to know, you should not even worry about it at all. If you're short, congrats, you just take your profit off of that offering. But if you're long, you should be careful with that. You should not really trade this this range, this triangle right here. So you don't want to get into this triangle and in a super late time frame, because the stock is undecided. You don't want to you want to find the right direction. Your stop should be here, but next thing you know, stock having the offering, so it's gonna flush down on your position. Even if it's gonna, the risk here, in my opinion, it's not worth it. If this was right around intraday at the open, we have this even at the pre-market, yes, it would worth it. But Friday late in the afternoon, this range, you don't want to sit down and trade this. It's just not right. You just have to completely ignore it. It's not worth it, unless if you want to gamble. If you're a gambler, yeah, you do that. You make one good trade, two good trades, but the third one is gonna take all your money. So that's how the things works. So they did the offering, and so now I'm pretty much looking for that second day short cover pop, and some back holder here, try to get to that cover pop, push the price higher. It probably creates some opportunity for a range of that $10 range, and see if it's gonna really do that. If not, the volume's probably gonna just keep die down, and then this thing can really flush down to that $5. So yeah, PRFX is a main watch. I don't have anything else on. Rest is back pocket. I have main watch. It's just PRFX. You can put these back pocket in your main watch if you like the stock more. You don't have to necessarily follow the watch list. You can create your own strategy, own plan, if you see that those criteria meet with your version of your plan. But this is all my plan and my ideas, so you don't have to even follow that at all. So GRRR, this was the Gorilla one. I have it in the back pocket as well. I talked, obviously, just have it in the back pocket. The detail will be for the members. How am I looking at the stock? And then I have FRLN on the back pocket as well. This stock is also had news. I think they came out with the dividend discount model, some sort of news like that. And then I have RXRX. This was another one, I think this was an IPO, or if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Oh, they have a deal with the Nvidia. So I have this one on the watch list as well. It's a higher price, but look decent. It's worth to have it on the watch. HCTI, I have this one as well. It's pretty diluted, but it's in the it's in the good range. I think HCTI, I have this the IPO brand promotion, expansion of product and services. They had news too. I think this was IPO if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I have to I talked about this in the back pocket detail. So yeah, that's all I have in the watch list for the week that are coming, and pretty much I'm going to make sure that you all following your rules, and if you guys struggling with these, just don't trade, set back, observe, paper trade it if you have to, or go to the course. I have the course for you. You can study that course as well, help you out, and reach out to me and I can help you out as well. So anyway, that's it for the weekly watch list today and this week. So hope you guys learn and benefit from this. Make sure to do the thumbs up, like this, so algorithm can help me with the views and all that, so I can do more of these for you guys. Anyway, take care, team.